Paris, AP, the latest from the French Open, all times local, 10:50 p.m. Article continues below. Serena Williams has opened an online shop for her fashion line. She announced the venture with a series of tweets that described the path she took from the original idea more than a decade ago to Wednesday's launch. "I wanted to be fully hands-on, and work without any limitations," Williams wrote. "Everyone on the team believed in me, and for the first time, I truly believed in myself." 10:25 p.m. Play has been suspended for the day at the French Open because of darkness. Two men's singles matches were still in progress. 9:25 The second-round match between 7th-seeded Dominic Thiem and up-and-coming Greek teenager Stefanos Tsitsipas has been suspended by darkness at the French Open. Thiem, a two-time semi-finalist in Paris and the only man to beat Rafael Nadal on clay this season, led 6-2, 2-6, 6-4 when players were sent back to the locker room. 8:25 p.m. Reigning U.S. Open champion Sloane Stephens did not waste any time reaching the third round of the French Open, and her clinical display impressed former U.S. Davis Cup captain Patrick McEnroe. Stephens, who did not play in Paris last year because of a foot injury, advanced at the clay court Grand Slam with a 6-2, 6-2 win over qualifier Magdalena Frech. Just FYI, Sloane Stephens is winning this tournament, McEnroe tweeted after Stephens wrapped up her match in a little bit more than 1 hour. Stephens had 17 winners to 13 unforced errors and did not face a break point. 7:55 p.m. Caroline Wozniacki dropped just 25 points in her lopsided 6-1, 6-0 win over qualifier and Roland Garros debutante Georgina Garcia Perez of Spain, as the second-ranked Dane easily advanced to the third round of the French Open. Wozniacki delivered a ruthless performance on court. Philippe Chatrier, limiting her mistakes to 8 unforced errors. She did not face a breakpoint and completed the win in 51 minutes. She put on a similar display in her opening match, hitting only 13 unforced errors in a straight-set victory. Wozniacki won her first Grand Slam trophy at the Australian Open this year, and can return to the No.1 ranking held by Simona Halep by winning the title in Paris. 7:30 p.m. The French Open is Sam Querrey's least successful Grand Slam tournament, and the American bowed out early again as this year's No.12 seed. He was beaten 1-6, 7-6, 3, 6-4, 6-1 by Gilles Simon of France in the second round. Querrey hadn't even won a single match at Roland Garros since 2014 until beating Francis Tiafoe in the first round. Querrey has been as far as the third round in Paris just once in 12 appearances. 6:50 p.m. A young American man trying an underhanded serve while cramping during a 5-setter at the French Open. Seen that before, haven't we? Except, unlike for 1989 champion Michael Chang, the unusual strategy didn't help result in a victory for Jared Donaldson against Grigor Dimitrov. The fourth-seeded Dimitrov came back to beat the 21-year-old Donaldson 6-7, 2, 6-4, 4-6, 6-4, 10-8 in a second-round marathon that lasted 4 hours, 19 minutes on court 18 at Roland Garros. When it ended, Dimitrov leaned forward while raising each knee to give it a kiss, perhaps thanking his legs for carrying him to the win while Donaldson's gave way. Donaldson, who is ranked 57th, was actually 2 points from winning when he led 6-5 in the fifth and got to love 30 on Dimitrov's serve. But Dimitrov took the next 4 points to hold for 6-all. Dimitrov broke to lead 8-7 and served for the victory, but Donaldson broke right back. In the next game, though, Donaldson could barely stand, let alone move well. He double faulted. Then he tried an underhand serve, not his first of the match either, and lost the point. Dimitrov hit a winner to break for a 9-8 edge. Donaldson slowly limped to the sideline for the changeover, and soon enough, it was over. Chong famously used an underhand service motion while cramping during a fourth-round win against Ivan Lendl on the way to the French Open title 29 years ago. 6:30 p.m. Kei Nishikori has rallied past a local favorite Benoit Paire to reach the third round of the French Open for the fourth consecutive year. The 19th-seeded Japanese player needed nearly 3 hours on court Philippe Chatrier to win 6-3, 2-6, 4-6, 6-2, 6-3 against the Frenchman. He was attacking every shot, Nishikori said. He has one of the best touches on the tour. It was fun to play him and also a difficult match today. 6:15 p.m. Second-seeded Alexander Zverev trailed by a set and a break, and was down a broken racket, too, before eventually collecting himself and coming back to beat 60th-ranked Dusan Lajovic of Serbia 2-6, 7-5, 4-6, 6-1, 6-2 in the French Open second round. Zverev equaled his best showing at Roland Garros. He also reached the third round 2 years ago. If the 21-year-old German is going to get to the round of 16, he'll need to do something he never has at a Grand Slam tournament: defeat a player ranked in the top 50. Zverev's next match comes against 26th-seeded Damir Djumhur. Lajovic lost his 8th consecutive match that stretched to 5 sets. 5:10 p.m. Serena and Venus Williams have won their first Grand Slam doubles match in nearly 2 years. The sisters moved into the second round of the French Open by coming back for a 4-6, 6-4, 6-1 victory over the 14th-seeded Japanese pairing of Shuko Aoyama and Miyu Kato in front of a Court 3 crowd that raucously supported the Americans. The Williams duo last competed at a major tournament together at Wimbledon in 2016. They won their 14th Grand Slam title in women's doubles at the All England Club. This return to doubles came a day after Serena Williams participated in Grand Slam singles for the first time in 16 months, winning her first-round match at Roland Garros. Venus Williams lost in the first round of singles on Sunday, 3:50 p.m. Jeremy Chardy first wasted a 2-set lead and then bounced back to beat 17th-seeded Tomas Berdych to reach the second round of the French Open. Chardy led by 2-sets when their match was stopped by darkness on Tuesday, but Berdych mounted a comeback when they returned. Chardy played well in the decider and broke Berdych twice to advance with a 7-6, 5, 7-6, 8, 1-6, 5-7, 6-2 win. At 2 sets all, it was difficult in my head, and physically, too, said Chardy, who had never beaten Berdych in 5 previous matches. I fought hard, all my body was shaking. 3:25 p.m. Former French Open champion Novak Djokovic posted another straight-set win to reach the third round of the clay court tournament. Facing Spanish qualifier Jan Munar, the Serb delivered a solid display to prevail 7-6, 1, 6-4, 6-4 and move into the third round for the 13th time. Djokovic, who underwent right elbow surgery earlier this year, is the 20th-seeded player in Paris, his lowest Grand Slam seeding since the 2006 US Open. 3:10 p.m. The Williams sisters are back in Grand Slam doubles action for the first time in nearly 2 years. A day after Serena Williams made her return to singles play at a major following a 16-month absence, winning her first-round match at the French Open, she is out on court 3 at Roland Garros alongside her older sister, Venus. They are facing the 14th-seeded pairing of Shuko Aoyama and Miyu Kato of Japan. The American siblings, owners of 14 Grand Slam doubles titles, received a wildcard entry. They haven't played doubles together at a major since winning Wimbledon in 2016. Serena Williams hadn't competed at any Grand Slam tournament since the Australian Open in January 2017. She gave birth to a daughter last September, 1:20 p.m. Marco Trungelliti's long, strange trip as a French Open lucky loser has come to an end with a second-round exit. Trungelliti is the 190th-ranked Argentine who headed home to Barcelona after losing in qualifying at Roland Garros, then drew headlines for making the 10-hour, 650-mile, 1,000-kilometer drive back to Paris in a rental car with his 88-year-old grandmother, mother and brother once he found out he could get into the main draw. He then won his first-round match. But Trungelliti was beaten Wednesday by 72nd-ranked Marco Cecchinato of Italy 6-1, 7-6, 1, 6-1 in a match that lasted just under 2 hours. Still, Trungelliti leaves with €79,000, about $90,000, in prize money, and a great story to tell, 12:50 p.m. Top-ranked Simona Halep put aside a terrible start and came back to claim 12 of the last 14 games, beating 83rd-ranked Alison Risqué of the United States 2-6, 6-1, 6-1 to reach the second round of the French Open. It was the last match of the tournament's opening round. Halep, the runner-up at Roland Garros in 2014 and a year ago, played poorly in the first set, with only 4 winners and 16 unforced errors. But she had 16 winners and 12 unforced errors the rest of the way, while Risqué made more and more mistakes. 12:30 p.m. Two-time Wimbledon champion Petra Kvitova is through to the third round of the French Open, making light work of 91st-ranked Lara Rubrian of Spain in a 6-0, 6-4 win on Court 1. The 8th-seeded Kvitova lost in the second round last year when she was coming back to the tour after a knife attack in her home in 2016 that left her needing surgery on her left hand, her playing hand. The Czech player made the semi-finals at Roland Garros in 2012. 12:20 p.m. Simona Halep has turned things around in her first-round match at the French Open and is headed to a third set against 83rd-ranked Alison Risqué of the United States. After dropping the first set 6-2 at court Philippe Chatrier, Halep grabbed 19 of the first 22 points en route to a 5-0 lead in the second, which she eventually took 6-1. Halep, the runner-up at Roland Garros in 2014 and a year ago, cleaned up her game in the second set, with only 5 unforced errors after making 16 in the opener. Risqué, meanwhile, had only 2 winners and 12 unforced errors in the second set. 12 p.m. Top-seeded, Simona Halep is in trouble in her weather-delayed first-round match at the French Open, losing the first set 6-2 to 83rd-ranked Alison Risqué of the United States. Risqué raced to a 5-0 lead and then broke Halep again in the 8th game to take the set. In their only previous meeting on clay, in Rome in 2015, Halep dropped only 3 games in a 6-3, 6-0 victory. But Risqué is giving the Romanian a far tougher test this time. 11:20 a.m. Play is underway on day 4 of the French Open, with top-seeded Simona Halep facing 83rd-ranked Alison Risqué of the United States in the last remaining match of the women's first round. The encounter on court Philippe Chatrier was postponed from Tuesday amid gathering evening storms. Halep, a two-time finalist at Roland Garros, needs to reach the semi-finals or better this year to have a chance of holding on to her No.1 ranking. She won both of her previous matches against Risque. On the men's side, 2016 champion Novak Djokovic will face qualifier Jan Munar of Spain in the second round. The second-seeded players in both the men's and women's draws, Alexander Zverev and Caroline Wozniacki, will also be in action. More AP tennis coverage, https://appnews.com/tag/app-tennis